Six Nations is back. At the time of recording this, we're still getting France, Scotland. Oh, I'd like that to go ahead and just France release. No? Is it going?
No. It will be much more fun if they. So I don't know if you're aware, but the current plan or the proposed plan at the beginning of the tournament was if there was a COVID outbreak in a camp, the match gets plugged onto the end of the tournament. And what obviously you may disagree, what I cannot wait for is the massive fight between the French clubs who've already been quite kind, the French Union releasing their players to stay in the bubble. The massive fight that the clubs are going to have with the union if the union says, "Oh yeah, you were really kind and let's have these players, and we didn't look after them properly and gave them COVID. Well, because of that, we're going to need an extra week at the end. Sorry."
No, there's just fallow. I was reading something about there was a fallow week, isn't there? There's another fallow week coming up that they could put it in, isn't there?
Oh, they could well be. That would be good.
But
I was assuming they would just have to stick it onto the end, which would be very amusing. Obviously, similar problem with the Scotland players, like Exeter going to say that Hogg can leave and miss another game for them.
Yeah, well, he was playing it, but they put him straight back in. They played him, didn't they?
Exactly. The English clubs
really play. But he wanted to play, so that's
yeah.
But I mean, to be honest, it's just another opportunity. If it does go ahead, it's just a good opportunity to see the young French players coming in because there are a lot of them and they are horrifically exciting.
Yes. Have you seen who they've called up? I haven't been.
I've been quite out of it, to be honest, on exactly who's. I know that Olivon, Dupont are out, and I think a couple of props were out as well.
Olivon, Dulan, Dupont, Marchand, Vincent, the centre, winger Villiers, and Awas.
Key players.
By starting prop, Talfa Finua, obviously second row, been on the bench for every game so far. So that's basically everyone that's tested positive apart from Malvaca has been starting. Malvaca is the only one of the 10 players to have contracted the virus who did not feature in the match day 23 for the win over Ireland. Everyone else played in that game.
Well, if it does go ahead, do you see Scotland causing an upset?
I mean, it would be the most hilarious thing ever if they didn't. But I don't think Scotland would lose to France B, and it's not even France B because they're calling out uncapped players. It's like France C. Best.
It's France who hasn't got France C who hasn't got COVID.
Yeah.
It's exciting though. Just get to see some more French players. I think at the moment though, Scotland are on decent form. I think France with Dupont and et al. Are winning that game. I think Scotland are going to win.
If it goes ahead with this changed team, yeah, absolutely. I think it'll be a good game. Either way.
Italy, Ireland. I think Italy are going to win.
I mean, that would be quite
That'd be epic. But they're playing this with a side with a bit of. They've played two teams where in France are brilliant, and they played well in parts against France, and they just were then outclassed. Again, in England, they played well in parts and had brought some unique tactics to the game. They're playing against an Ireland team who've lost twice as well, who have fly half issues. I think Sexton might be back. I don't know exactly, but still scrum half being an issue. John Cooney's still not getting picked. But anyway, come on, Italy. Come on, Italy. I can't remember the last time they beat Ireland or if they've ever beaten them. So
quite possibly never.
So go the Azzurri. Last one to finish up. Wales, England. Wales have got a selection problem though. Who are you going to pick in the back row? I mean, back line for Wales at the moment. because Jonathan Davis is back. George North's going to get his 100th cap if he plays. Liam Williams is back from his ban. We've got Reece Zammit. You got Halfpenny. Owen Watkins playing well. Willis Halaholo got them the little winning pass. It's a good little problem to have for Wales. We started talking at the start of the tournament they were a bit average, and now Pivac's got a bit more of a selection headache.
Yeah, I think you probably have to. It's difficult, isn't it? Centres, I think you find a way of playing Halaholo and Davies.
And then put North on the wing
for me. Or
Josh
maybe on the
Adams
bench.
is back as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
See, I would go Davis, what's his name? Bigger. North. No, not North. Jonathan Davis at 12, North at 13, Josh Adams, Louis Zammit, and then Liam Williams. That's a quite formidable backline. I mean, what can we say about England as well, to be honest? Because whatever we say, Eddie's not going to pick them. So,
yeah, no, obviously, absolutely no idea. He might pick exactly the same team. It might change everything. It's very difficult to predict.
Are we going to win, though?
If we don't, we're starting to talk about a Wales Grand Slam and winning the tournament. And I don't want to consider that. So, yes, England are going to win this game.
It's tough, isn't it? I think England are going to edge it by 6. But it's going to be horrible. It's going to be not a nice game. It's going to go we're either going to be in a dogfight, or we could do what we did against Scotland a couple of years ago when we blitzed them by 50. Do you remember that game at Twickenham where we just played so hard, so fast, and we were like, try. But yeah, that's, as I say, we'll look forward to reviewing that. Thank you very much for listening to this week's episode. Hopefully we'll be back as a 4. Next week we'll divulge of Italy beating Ireland, Scotland beating the France C team, and oh my God, England might have beaten Wales. Or is it going to be a Wales with a Grand Slam? We'll find out next week. Have a great week. Keep safe. And get on that roadmap.
See ya.